Trustee Johnson.
Here.
Trustee Killily.
Here.
Mayor LaRue.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you, sir. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. At this time, I'll open the floor to public comment. Is there any public comment tonight? Step up to the microphone.
Hi, my name is Sue Levy, and my mother lives here in Midlothian. She's been a resident for 57 years. I grew up in Midlothian. And I just wanted to find out what kind of a plan does Midlothian have in place if ICE raids Midlothian? Because right now, Donald Trump has them going into schools, has children taking off buses, they can go into grocery stores, they can go into churches. And if ICE, he's having them go door to door. And if ICE were to go up to someone's door and say, we're ICE, open your door, there's a lot of people, they can get the same kind of costumes that ICE wears off of Amazon. And if you guys did get called in regards to that, how would it be handled? What kind of plan do you have in place to keep the residents of Midlothian safe?
Chief?
The state of Illinois has made it where it's unlawful for us to cooperate with any efforts related to ICE.
Correct, I understand that. And if a phone call came in and someone said, there's somebody at my door, they're saying that they're ICE, they will not show me a warrant, they have a mask on, how would that be handled?
If somebody was falsifying their identity, we would go check it out, but we can't stop their efforts.
I'm not saying anything to you in regards to stopping their efforts. Because I know there's other towns where they just ignored their 911 calls.
If somebody was at their doorstep falsifying their identity, we would go
But,
check it out.
so immediately, if they said, we're not showing you a warrant or anything, and you were told that, immediately you would go to that house. And that's how you would prove if they were or weren't ICE. You would be out the door to that person's house.
We would go out the door for any resident that was asking about somebody being on their doorstep that they believe was falsifying their identity.
Any 911
No matter what
call.
organization they're with.
Okay, and if, say there was a raid, say it happened in Jolly Homes. When the police were called, the police would show up, and if somebody had asked them, I mean, people understand that you guys can't stop what is necessarily happening. I'm not talking about that. But if someone said, can you just stay and get this filmed, what is going on? Because, you know, I'm assuming that the police officers have body cams, correct? Would you let at least one police officer stay there to film it?
I'd have to look into the law a little bit further about our efforts, because we're not even supposed to be on scene when they're doing that.
No, you can be on
If it
scene.
appears that,
From what I understand, you just can't stop them from doing
or
what.
system, so.
Correct. So that's not stopping them and it's not assisting them. If you're just on site,
If they asked us to stay, we'd make a game time decision based on the circumstances.
so you can't guarantee that if someone,
They have their own body cameras and all of that, you know, we make a game time decision based on circumstances. Every circumstance is going to be different.
so you can't guarantee that you would stay there and make the people, the residents, feel more secure. You could,
Based on the circumstances. If
right, so you couldn't
they
guarantee
called
that
for
then,
it, we would
basically.
make a decision based on the circumstances.
Anyone calls 911, our officers can respond, and they'll, with any type of 911 call, they always respond, and they always have to make decisions based on.
Well, I'm only asking that because I know, and I'm not gonna name names, but there was a town that was ignoring their 911 calls. And one police officer, I'm not saying it was Midlothian, I'm not saying it was
Right, well,
Midlothian.
instead of doing hypotheticals, we'll talk about what Midlothian does. We don't ignore 911 calls, we respond to them. I can tell you that.
Okay.
What every other town does, I can't speak on.
I know, I'm just saying the reason why I'm asking the question is because I know what has happened in other places. And my mother still lives here, so that's why I'm here. I want to know that she can feel safe, because they're just gonna go up to anybody's door and they may knock it in, they grab the wrong people out and say, oh, well, we're just gonna keep you, and then say, oh, oopsie doopsie, and they've been held there for however long they might get held, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And I just wanna feel that my mother will be protected.
Absolutely. Okay, yes, you will, absolutely.
So if, I'm sorry. I just want to know that she's going to be protected here, and that it isn't, say they went over to Bremen, and Bremen called you, and they were just taking children out. How would you respond to that?
We verify who they are. They're a federal law enforcement agency that has just as much right to do their job based on their credentials. We wouldn't interfere, we wouldn't assist if we proved their identity.
But would you stay there? And I guess what I want to know is, I guess I don't understand why, because I'm hearing this from most places, that meetings I've been to other ones, I'm going to mine next week where I live now, why the police can't at least guarantee that they are going to film what is happening, regardless of, why does it have to be an on-site decision? If something is happening, if they're raiding Jolly Homes, that's where I grew up and my mother still lives, why couldn't you guarantee that one officer, if they got called and were there, one officer could stay on site
We make a decision based on the circumstances. That's what I can assure you of. Every situation is different. You want me to give you this permanent answer off of a hypothetical question?
Well, it's not hypothetical because it's happened. Just because it didn't happen here, and it doesn't mean that it's not going to happen
We'll
here.
address it according
I guess
to the
what
law.
I want to know is proactively, what is it that you guys have in plan? Because from what I see and hear, most places are just like, oh, we'll just decide it that day and be like, okay, what the fuck do we do?
Watch your language, please.
I'm sorry, my apologies. You know, you've got to be proactive in regards to it and have some kind of a plan in place, so when it does happen, and I'm sure it will happen, it happened in Crestwood already when they were over on Route 83 over there, like 3-4 months back. It doesn't mean it's not gonna happen here. I mean, I wanna know that you guys will have some kind of plan in place, and it won't just be like, okay, we're just gonna decide it right now when it's happening.
We've had several meetings over this about what our abilities and what we're not allowed to do.
It's not in regards to what you are and aren't allowed to do. Do you have some kind of a plan?
I just told you, we are not going to aid or stop their efforts. We will make a game-time decision based on circumstances if we're staying on scene.
Okay, so you're not gonna be proactive about it, basically. It's just gonna be in
If they
regards to.
prove themselves to be federal law enforcement, there's nothing more we can do.
I'm not saying anything like that, but just something, I mean, it kind of seems like most places are just wanting to do it on the fly, make a decision.
Let me ask you a question. What is it you think we should do?
Good question.
I mean, you're going round and round about what is our plan. I'm gonna ask you, what do you think that the police should do? I'm a policeman, not here, but I'm a policeman. So I'm curious as to what you think an Illinois law enforcement officer should do when a federal officer is doing their job.
One thing I think that police officers should do, there should at least be one police officer on site to record it. I understand you can't tell them no. I understand, you know, you can't help them, you can't assist them.
You realize they are law enforcement officers, right?
Not ICE.
All right,
ICE is ICE. ICE are police
Take
officers.
the time
I
zone.
didn't say police
all right.
officers.
Federal law
Federal law
enforcement
enforcement.
officers.
I understand that you can't stop them to do what
I'm just
they're
saying, you said that there's no police officers on scene.
I-
Federal law enforcement officers.
I'm
Ms.
talking
Levy.
about the Midlothian police. There should at least, I feel that there should, if they get called, one police officer should stay on site.
And we just-
The Midlothian police officer, Midlothian, I'll be very specific, should stay on site to film what's going on. Because I know in one town, they were asked, can you stay? And they're like, no, we're not staying. And they were scared.
Okay,
And the police
That's
just,
a- thank you.
just left them.
thank you for your input. We'll talk to Chief about it, but thank you.
Okay,
We're gonna
thank
move
you
on.
for, thank
Right.
you for hearing me.
Is that Asha? You okay? Oh, okay.
She's just cold.
You got something to say? No? Okay. Then I will close the floor to public comment and move on to trustee business. Trustee Johnson.
Thank you, Mayor. I have nothing tonight.
Thank you, ma'am. Trustee Burback.
Nothing, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Trustee Hilly.
Nothing, sir.
Thank you, sir. Trustee Tilly.
Nothing tonight, Mayor.
Wow.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Trustee Crowley.
Just a couple things tonight, sir. First, on my agenda, I just wanted to bring up for discussion, I had sent this out earlier in the week, and we've been talking about this, the economic incentive agreement between the Village of Midlothian and Bartolini's. I just wanted to see if anybody had any additional feedback or suggestions or questions.
If I could throw my 2 cents in there.
Please, sir, I would look forward to it.
We all know the history there. They were pretty much forced out of their old spot. They were in danger of going out of business completely. They had an opportunity to invest in Midlothian quite heavily, and their timing, they just didn't have the time to go through the TIF applications because they need to get their restaurant back up and open. So we feel this is a very adequate, fair agreement from the Village of Midlothian based on their hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars of investment into the new Bartolini's restaurant and also their future plans, not only for the new restaurant, but the whole block. So, cover it?
Yes.
Okay. Anyone else? No? Okay.
Then if no one has any other further questions, what I will do is I have the revisions that I discussed, just some clerical stuff. I'll forward that to Deputy Clerk Harris, if you could have that on the consent agenda next week. Once the village passes our portion of it, I will give it to Bartolini's to review, see if they have any suggestions. If they are amenable to it, we will move forward with a resolution that the board will pass. So that'll be coming in the next few weeks. Next, I just wanted to update everyone. We did have another CMAP meeting this evening. CMAP met with our traffic safety committee. It was, I think, a really productive meeting. Thank you to everybody who has filled out your survey. We are up from 31 participants to, I think, 77 now. So please keep those surveys coming in. In the next few weeks, CMAP will be coming out with the second survey that will have more details so that individuals can be more narrative about specific problems in specific areas to make sure that those areas are looked at, and the engineering firm also knows that, you know, where the concentration of problems are. There's been a lot of data collected, accident data from the state over the last 5 years, and they've had a lot of feedback from internally as well as from the groups that they've met with. So far, they have met with, like I said, the traffic safety study today, they've met with the Park District, they've met with the library, they've met with the schools. We will be setting up, and I'll be putting something out on social media and an email to the businesses for any businesses that may want to have a conversation with CNAP to give them their input on how traffic affects their businesses and what they would like to see. So we are moving forward with that. Hopefully, we will have a completed study within the next few months. In addition, they are going to be meeting with our Lakota group, which is our downtown streetscaping architect, to make sure they're working together to reduce risks and increase safety in the downtown area. And last, I would just like to remind everybody that we have put it out on social media. The Community Policing and Safety Committee is having their second annual trivia event. That is Friday, February 27th at the VFW. The application and the payments are online. Spots are limited, so please, if you're interested in putting together a team, please go online and fill out that form, and you can do the payments right there online. And I'd like to thank Deputy Clerk Harris for putting that together for me. I appreciate it. And that's all I have this evening, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Attorney Costello.
Thank you, Mayor. Chief, I would not have been able to answer the question either, but I am happy to share with you what a lot of other communities are doing and what policies they've implemented. So happy to set up a time and share that information with you.
Thanks, sir.
Thanks, sir. I have nothing tonight. Clerk Moscow.
I have nothing tonight, sir.
Thank you, sir. Seeing there's no further business coming before the board, I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Meeting adjourned. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.